Hello YouTube people, in today's video I'm gonna show you an extremely beautiful watch from Sea-Gull known as Model 51, and of course I'm gonna show you how this watch looks like on these custom straps. This video is sponsored by AliExpress. AliExpress gave me a budget which I was free to spend on any watches that I wanted for my videos, and this is one of the watches that I bought. Thank you AliExpress. Specifications and measurements, which I as always did myself. So this watch naked like this weighs 40 grams. Diameter of the case 36.8 millimeters. Lug to lug distance is 43.5. Thickness of this watch, well, keep in mind inside it has automatic movement and it also has this domed sapphire crystal, yet thickness I would say is actually rather slim, 10.9 millimeters on this watch. Lug width is 19 millimeters. So inside it has high beat automatic movement which beats at 28,800 beats per hour. It is hand windable as well. It is hackable, I can stop the seconds hand, and it also has a quick date flip function which shows the same date till the moment it actually flips. That's nice. The name of this movement is ST2130, and later on I will try to open it up and we're gonna see how it actually looks like. And the case on this watch is stainless steel. It is rose gold PVD coated. So let's open it up, let's see what's inside. And to be honest with you, I already tried multiple times using double-sided duct tape and something sticky to loosen it up, and just it wasn't giving. The back case on this watch is just too tight. So what I did to loosen it up, I had to use this crazy tool. This crazy tool to loosen it up just enough that I believe I should be able to open it up right now with double-sided duct tape like that. It was, yeah, it's opening up right now. Oh boy, I'll have a lot cleaning to do after this. Okay, so let's take it off like that. Yeah, it's a bit messy now. I'll have to clean it off. Anyway, the case back is off. Let's see what's inside. And do we have a gasket? Yes, we do have a rubber gasket. Okay, so how is the movement looking like? That's actually nice. It's a nice looking movement. It has some decorations. It doesn't look, like some kind of industrial equipment. It does look rather nice, I must say. And man, it's automatic watch, yet it's so slim. And it's a high beat movement as well. Take a good look. You know what? I'll try to zoom in a little bit better. Like that. Let me give you the best look that I can. Oh, nice. I like how it plays with light. I think this watch would look great with a case back display, It will look good. You know what? Let's play a little bit around. Let's wind it up. Okay. Very nice looking thing, I must say. Okay, the movement looks very good, but let's see if it runs as good as it looks. I have fully wounded it up. Now let's put it to the test. Plus 13 seconds face up. A little bit fast, but what I'm mostly interested in is the stability, the difference in different positions. So let's try face down position. Plus 15 seconds, and what if I would put it crown facing down position? Plus 12 seconds. Well, it's a little bit fast to watch, but I like that deviation in different positions isn't too crazy, so it's actually alright, I would say. This watch has several problems, so let's get them out of the way, beginning with the least problematic one, the strap. The strap on this watch is very bad quality, very plasticky, but about the strap a little bit later on. Next problem is that even though this is a very beautiful dress watch, it has loom. It's a little bit pointless on a dress watch in general, but the biggest problem for me is that the quality of this loom is just as bad as on any Casio watch basically. So, you know, why apply loom on such a beautiful dressy watch if you ain't gonna do it right? You know, the quality of this loom is just very questionable decision on this watch. Another problem is the alignment of date window. The numbers on the date window seem to be sitting a little bit too high. Let me change several dates so you could see what do I mean. As you can see, numbers sit a little bit too high somehow, but it's not a big deal, because when you look at the watch straight down, yeah, you see that, but when the watch is sitting on the wrist, you usually look at the watch at a slight angle, and when you look at a slight angle, this misalignment is not noticeable. Now, the bigger problem with this watch is that one of its lugs, this one in particular, has some kind of rash going on. That's how this watch came. That's how it was out of the box, so I am not sure what is that. What's up with that? Seems like something is going on underneath this rose gold PVD coating, but that's the only place. Everywhere else it looks clean, so I don't know about that. Now, another problem with this watch is, which is not big actually, is the case back profile, edges of the case back. These edges, they are rather steep and rather, you know, edgy. They're not sharp enough to scratch my nail, but they are still sharp enough to leave indentations on my wrist. I wear this watch a lot, and when I wear this watch throughout the whole day, you know, I slide it a little bit sideways like that, and I always can see those indentations on my wrist. I don't feel that. It's kind of okay, it's not a major problem, but I kind of wish it was a little bit better refined so it wouldn't leave indentations on my wrist. And there is another little problem with this watch, is that the lug width on top and the bottom is actually different. On the top it's actually standard, hold on a second, let me measure it. Standard 19, well, not quite standard, but still 19 millimeters. I don't really have much problem with that. I can fit custom straps. But on the bottom, here comes the problem. Let me measure that. Hold on a second. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that. I got it. Actual width is 18.5 millimeters. And now let me show you what that actually means in practice. Now, let's try to put custom straps on. So as I showed you, top one is 19 millimeters, so I have no problems putting custom straps on the top. Okay, let's get this one in. Right, this one is in. Now the bottom one, as I showed you, is actually 18.5, but the strap is 19. And what does this half of a millimeter do? Let me show you. It just doesn't come in. It just can't fit. I have to remove these quick release pins, or spring bars should I say, because these quick release ones, they just aren't fitting in. I have to remove quick release spring bars in order to fit custom straps on this watch. And another little problem is the crown action, actually winding this watch. It's very stiff. Winding up this watch is very stiff. It's very grindy, very agricultural feeling, rather unpleasant, very unrefined. So winding up this watch feels like I'm about to break it somehow, but you know, it's automatic, so who really cares about that? And while speaking about the crown, let's check the alignment of hands real quick. So let's set on exactly 6. Let's see if they are sitting straight. So exactly 6. Well, our hand seems to be a little bit advanced, tiny bit. I would say it's still fine. It's still fine. Now let's see how far from the midnight it is going to flip the date. And this movement is actually a quick date flip movement. That's special, very nice thing about this movement. So right now it's actually 11 p.m. 30 minutes, and as you see, the date is not even moving yet. 11:45, still fine, and only at around 11:50 I see date window moving a little bit, and now let's see how far it flips. Right on the midnight, quick insta date flip, and right on the midnight. Man, this is nice. This is very, very nice. Now the strap on this watch, let me give you a good look. Well, first of all, it's beautiful. It fits this watch very nicely, tapers down quite a bit. It's very elegant. It's like the perfect combination for this watch. The problem with this strap is that out of the box it is super stiff. It is that kind of plastic strap that feels like if you bend it too much, it's gonna snap in half. You know, I had several watches that cost less than 10 euros that came on way better straps than this watch. So that's a little bit disappointing, especially given the fact that it's, you know, Sea-Gull, you know, original strap. So that's a bit disappointing, but I have massaged the strap quite a bit, like one way, another way, even in reverse. So I have massaged it out quite a bit. Now it feels a lot better, but still feels plasticky and rather unbreathable. Now another thing is the buckle. Well, the buckle is actually nicely done. There are no sharp edges on the buckle. It's also PVD gold coated, but somehow I feel like it is a little bit too large for a watch like this. You know, it's a small watch, small, slim watch, but the buckle is kind of a little bit oversized. I wish it was a little bit smaller than that. Let's try this watch on some custom straps, and let's begin with the obvious choice, I believe. Just a brown classy leather strap on a classy golden watch. How does it look like? Doesn't look bad, you know, doesn't look bad. Doesn't look too crazy, but, you know, doesn't look too crazy good, but I bet some people gonna like this kind of look. This is green moss color suede leather strap, and on this golden watch I think it creates rather luxurious vibe. Let me turn off this light, maybe you're gonna see the color a little bit better. Yeah, it does look rather posh, you know. Very luxurious looking combination, in my opinion. And this is the same strap, just black, and that's how I have worn this watch ever since I got it. And it's very comfortable combination. I highly recommend this strap. You can find it on my website, thomaswatchreviews.com. It's super comfortable, and I like that surprisingly somehow this strap dresses this watch down a little bit. You know, on its original shiny black leather strap, well, it's as dressy as it gets. It's a proper dress watch, and as wearing it every day, I feel like I should dress a little bit nicer, you know, for this combination. But surprisingly, if I put this watch on this matte finish black strap, it feels alright as an everyday watch, you know. Yeah, it's kind of a posh looking everyday watch, rather fancy, but I don't mind it on this strap. I have actually worn this watch as my daily watch for the week and a half, something like that, and no problems with that. No matter how I dress it just feels fine, and I absolutely love how this thing looks on my wrist. For the ending of this video, let's keep this watch on the strap that I'm gonna keep wearing this watch on. So I told you plenty of bad things that this watch has, yet I told you that I still love this watch very much. I don't even care about those quality control problems. This watch for me is so beautiful, so lovely, that I don't even care about those problems, to be honest with you. But the major question is, would I still recommend buying this watch? Well, the answer is absolutely yes, 100% yes. This thing is crazy nice. It's a crazy nice watch, this thing is. And you know, one important thing I haven't mentioned yet is the price tag. So how much was this watch? After applying discount codes, which you can find in my video description, I got this watch for 102 euros. So basically what you're looking at is a 100 euro watch. Isn't that crazy? I mean, just think about it a little bit. It has this a high beat movement inside, automatic, and this watch still has rather slim profile, even with this domed sapphire crystal, which by the way seems to be rather decent quality as well. But you know, most importantly, what I like about this watch the most is that it is a golden watch. It kinda looks a little bit posh, yeah, yet still somehow it has this a vibe of simplicity, just like some kind of a cheap Casio watch. I don't know, you look at this watch on the wrist and it instantly kind of looks a little bit like some 30 euro Casio watch. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that it looks cheap. No, nothing like that. I just mean that it looks lovely. It looks a little bit cute. You know, as golden watch, somehow you might think that a golden watch looks a little bit posh in a vulgar way, like, oh, look at my watch, it's golden, it's probably gold, expensive watch. But nothing like that. What I love about this watch, that you can enjoy a golden watch on your wrist and it doesn't poke eyes, you know, in a bad way, like, wow, my watch is expensive. Nothing like that. Absolutely nothing like that. It just looks lovely, simple little watch, which also looks cute, just like a cheap Casio watch. That's probably the reason why I love this watch so much, that it just has the same vibe as some Casio watches too. Probably that's the selling point for me. That's why I like this watch so much, and that's why I do recommend this watch so much, because for around 100 euros or a little bit more, I think this is a crazy good watch. So don't miss this opportunity while these watches are so cheap. And don't forget to use discount codes buying. So if you're alright with those you know, quality control problems that I showed you in this video, you should absolutely get this watch. This watch is crazy lovely thing to have. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.